Hi guys, I'm Nikhil Chawla and welcome to another episode of Talk Tech on the Unbiased blog. For this episode, we have a luxury car. Obviously, it's right in front of you, the Mercedes-Benz E-Class. But what's so special about this video? This video is special because this is a special car. Not this one specifically, but the whole generation of E-Class. Because in 1995, Mercedes-Benz brought the E-Class in India, the first luxury car to be available in India. Till date, Mercedes has sold over 46,000 units of E-Class in India, which constitutes 53% of total sedan luxury sale in India. In total, 30% of Mercedes-Benz India's sales till date are from E-Classes. 15% of total luxury industry sales are from E-Classes. So you can imagine how important this car is for the luxury market and for Indian. And that's the reason this car is the most practical luxury car that you can buy in India. Yes, it's here to the throne of the S-Class, the epitome of luxury, and that's the reason you get all the features that you get in an S-Class trickled down into the E-Class. And right up front, you can see the new design language that you would have seen in the S-Class that still hasn't launched in India, but globally it has launched. And you can see the lights have gone slimmer, and especially I would like to make a point or two about the lights here. These are smoked headlamps, and for the first time, E-Class is not giving you two headlamps or two eyebrows. Instead, you get those two LEDs which light up when you switch them on. Till the time it's not switched on, it's a really smoked headlamp, and it gives you a very beautiful effect when the light is on or when you throw the dipper on. And up front, do you see this diamond grille? And that's the reason because it's the first time in India that Mercedes-Benz has launched an AMG line for the E-Class. Yes, there is an AMG E-Class also coming, but this is the AMG line, the E350D on the Mercedes-Benz India E-Class. The bonnet over here, the hood, has these two domes which give it a very muscular and sporty character, and that is across the line. So that's something that you would love, and you can see how muscular this one looks. A different grille, different set of bumpers with airflows right here, and a very powerful 3-liter engine that really powers this vehicle. In terms of design, there's quite a amount of sportiness, chrome for the luxury finish that you would need. Also, safety features. You have cameras right up front above the Mercedes logo, and under there, inside the logo, are the ultrasonic sensors that give you active brake assist in terms of, if there is somebody that comes in, there's a collision alert, and you can obviously set it to early, medium or late, or you can even switch it off because sometimes you're driving in a situation where you don't need that active braking happening, so you can obviously shut it down. So all the safety sensors, of course, is standard on Mercedes, and this is obviously the top of the line. So now let's move on to the sides and talk about the wheel, the design on the side. So as you can see, this is the long wheelbase model of the E-Class, and yes, the wheelbase has gone 3 meters longer and the overall length has gone 5 meters longer. So obviously it's the preferred choice for people who like to be chauffeur driven, but thanks to the AMG line, it's something that you will also like to drive. And we'll talk about the drive and the comfort and everything else when we sit inside the car. But before we move on, I would like to mention that India is the only country in the world that gets a right-hand drive long wheelbase of the Mercedes-Benz E-Class. So as this is the AMG line, you get the 18-inch wheel with the AMG alloy wheels, 5-spoke alloy wheels that look really sporty and give this car a sedan, a character of its own, a very sporty and luxurious at the same time. In 2 words, if I have to sum up this car, this is a sporty, luxury, long wheelbase. Now that's something like an oxymoron, a sporty, luxury, long wheelbase sedan. Yes, but it is for real. And that's what I'm going to talk about when I drive the car. So talking about the side profile of the car, you can notice that the line running across the car from the headlight till the rear light, across to the doors, and it looks really, really nice. And there's another line at the bottom giving it good feel and luxury, which is running from the front fender till the rear. And also, to add luxury to this car, there's a chrome lining running across the board, and obviously it's looking very similar to an S-Class or maybe a Maybach too. Now since this is a long wheel base, you can see and notice the size of the windows, and also obviously it's a luxury sedan with long wheel base. The privacy factors that need to be there, and there is a curtain, automatic curtains. There is also a curtain on the rear quarter panel glass, which is really, really fancy and nice, and you can see that gives you a Maybach kind of a profile that looks really, really nice. Now let's move on to the rear of the car and talk about the rear design changes. So this is the rear of the new E-Class. Though it's just a facelift, but definitely I would say that it qualifies to be called absolutely new design. You can see the split tail lights have gone thinner, just like what you saw our recent video of the A-Class, and the upcoming S-Class and the C-Class. And as it's a luxury sedan, you see good amount of chrome running across the car. You can see the boot has a chrome lining, the bumper has a chrome running across, even the exhaust tip have chrome. And because this is an AMG line, there is a diffuser for the airflow right there. So you can see that diffuser. And again, the safety features continue. Across the car, you can see the sensors running across the bumper and also a camera right there under the Mercedes logo. So now that we talked about the design of the E-Class 350D AMG line, let's open the boot. Now the boot is not power controlled, but you can click with the button, open it from the inside, or even the key. You have to shut it manually though. Once you open the boot, you can see there's a huge amount of boot space available to you. There is a donut tire right under the surface. You just need to lift it and the donut tire is right there for you, and it has the 5-spoke alloy wheel, which is the AMG line alloy wheel. Now that Mercedes has given you so much amount of boot space, because obviously it's a long wheel base, there's a lot of space for your dispersal. The doors are powered, that means they're soft closing door, adding to that luxury and the convenience. So you just need to keep it there and it shuts automatically for you. So that's all about the design and exterior features of the car. Now let's get inside and see what is in store for us in the inside. So now we're inside the most practical luxury car that you can buy in India. This is the reason that everybody loves this car. Huge 12.3 inches dual displays, the MBUX entertainment and infotainment, and this open pore wood. And especially on the AMG line, for the first time in India, you're getting this blue dash material, which is amazing, fantastic, and adds to the finish of the car. This open pore wood, this beige interior. Obviously it's tough to maintain in India, but it's beautiful to look at, and you would rather maintain it rather than not buying it. It's so beautiful. Especially this new steering wheel is something, I think it looks like straight out of a Maybach, and it's really fantastic. The way it has been designed, the spoke coming right here in the center, and this touch panel have changed, these controls have changed. Now it's very much intuitive and gesture based, and that's the reason I think the Mercedes-Benz MBUX infotainment and entertainment system is one of the best that you can get. And the reason I'm saying that, it's like multiple ways that you can interact with it. You can use a touch, you can use your trackpad, you can use your steering, you can even use your voice, and now you can also control your car with Google Home or Amazon Alexa. So 5 ways to interact with your car, your entertainment system, your infotainment system. That's really hitting the ball out of the park. And especially the trackpad with the haptic feedback, the kind of touch sensitivity, it was anyways above the competition. Now we'll definitely talk about all the detail of the interior and exterior when we do the full review next month. But as this is a quick look of the car and the first drive of the car, I'm just gonna brush through things that you already know about Mercedes-Benz and the MBUX system. The usual USB Type-C charging ports, wireless charging on the front and the back. As this car comes with air suspension, you definitely get a suspension rising button here. You can just lower or rise the suspension right from a touch of a button. 360-degree cameras, so really good camera qualities continues on Mercedes. I felt really special because when you're turning around the steering wheel, the camera also moves with you, which is something that I've experienced for the first time and looked and felt really amazing. Because it's not just that graphics that's turning around, the guiding lines, but also the camera turning around and giving you an extra view that was never possible with a stationary camera. So both the cameras on the front and the back move with the steering wheel, which is fantastic. Again, standard safety features, pre-save, 7 airbags and active brake assist, all those sensors helping you. Obviously massaging seats, it's a luxury car, luxury top of the line car, Burmeister audio. That's about the interior of the front seat. We're going to talk about the most important seat and also the least important seat. So the least important seat in this car is the co-passenger seat. The reason I'm saying that is the driver can control this seat, the rear passenger can control this seat, so the person sitting on here can definitely be bullied around. Just kidding. So if you want to be chauffeured around in this car, the seat you should be picking up is behind the co-passenger. And if you want to drive, obviously this is the best place, obviously the only way to drive it. And we'll talk about the drive and engine options and the powertrain once we start driving the car. But for now, let's move to the back and experience luxury and experience a first-class seating experience on the Mercedes-Benz E-Class. So obviously I've dressed appropriately for a first-class experience, and as you can see, there's oodles, acres of space in this car. And if I need more space, I can obviously bully the front passenger even further up. So really, I can really go flat, like almost 90-degree flat. And if I need more space, obviously I can recline my seats go further up, I can adjust the headrest, which is really cushy and nice. I think it's the epitome of what you get. Obviously not as good as S-Class, but then again, I've been mentioning it's a very practical luxury car because of the long wheelbase that you get, the Burmester sound experience, the lighting, the privacy features, and obviously something that you would love doing is like lowering down the curtains of all the windows and enjoying more light. I'll also like to point out the reason I'm calling this the best possible place to sit in the car is that right ahead of you also get two USB Type-C charging ports right behind the co-passenger's seat. So that's something that I really love, because again, you have wireless charging right here, but then you can also use two Type-C charging ports. Now you also get a tablet that is integrated with the MBUX system. So now it's not just a standalone tablet, it is something that is integrated. You can control every feature of the car through this tablet. You can also eject it and take it home with you when you're not using it in the car. So if you feel that you're not gonna be using it in the car much often, you can always take it, and while coming back you can get it here, put it, and it automatically really adjusts itself and inserts itself. Cup holder has moved here, so you can put in here, and then you also get two more USB Type-C ports. So plethora of USB Type-C charging options here. You also have obviously the rear climate control, AC controls here. You have vanity mirrors for you at the back because you're the boss, you'll be checking your hairstyle very often. One thing I would like to point out is that all four seats have memory functions and adjustable headrests, reclining backs, and adjustable base. And something that you should notice, these doors have 4 buttons instead of 1 for the window. So these 4 buttons control every aspect of the window, the curtain, and even the blind at the back, and also the sunroof. So if I want to pull in the curtain from my side, I can just do that with a button. I can pull up the rear curtain from here. I can even shut the sunroof curtains from here. So everything is in my control when I want to do it. So this is really amazing. Now let's hit for the drive of the car and talk about the engine options, the drive, and how it feels, and we'll talk about in detail in our review part of the video next month. For now, let's start driving the car. So now that we're finally in the driver's seat, I want to tell you one thing. Just because this is a Mercedes-Benz long wheelbase sedan doesn't mean it's a slouch to drive. It's a pleasure to drive, especially because this is the AMG line, the E350D from Mercedes, and it comes with 3-liter 6-cylinder engine that churns out a booping 600 Newton meters of torque. Just because it's AMG line, you also get Sports and Sports Plus mode, which really make it go past. This is a 2.5 ton vehicle, don't forget that. Still, it manages to reach 0 to 100 in 7 seconds, roughly 7.2 seconds according to the company claims. And I think we've tested it, and it really did pass that test, and there's no doubt about that this car can fly off. And especially because of those drive modes that you get, you can really select whatever you like. If you want comfort, you like economy, you want to drive it in Sports Plus, you want to drive it Sports, it's right there for you. Now again, just because I've driven it for a few hours, it's an initial first look of the car. Not gonna get into detail of how the car drives and what's the acceleration, deceleration, and everything apart from, in detail. But I'm gonna mention a few things that should be noted. Because it comes with airmatic suspension, now it really, in a way, magic carpets over the bumps and breakers. Really nice way. And still, if you feel that the car is low, you can obviously click a button and raise the suspension of the car, which comes in handy if there are huge bumps there on a road or you have to cross through huge breakers. But keep in mind, I was testing it in Sports Plus mode and I was revving it hard. So when you do that, the car automatically lowers itself just to give you better body control and stability. So if you're doing that and if there is a speed breaker ahead, be very mindful of it, because the car has lowered itself down just because you have to really go ahead in that speed. So to give you better body control, the airmatic suspension comes in action. Now that airmatic suspension with the body control is only in the AMG line. Otherwise, you get the agility control on the other models. Obviously, it's one of the most luxurious car available and a sedan, so you have good amount of comfort whether you're driving it, whether you're sitting at the back. Obviously the best seat to be is the rear seat, but if you're driving it, still it's very comfortable. You get all the controls, you get massage function. You do miss out on some features like ventilated seats. None of the seats get ventilated seats, but again, everything else to love about it. And we'll talk about those nitty-gritties and things that we should be like pondering over in the full review of the car when we bring it to you next month. But for now, I think this is what we wanted to talk about: the drive and how it drives, how it feels, how overall the car is, the interior and exterior design changes, So I think we've mentioned all of that in a gist so that you get the quick idea of how the car is. So if you like this quick look of the E350D AMG line from us, do let us know in the comment section below. You can also tweet to us at @Nikhil Chawla and reach out to us in any way possible. But do wait for a full review because we'll be getting into detail, talking about the nitty-gritties of each aspect of the car, the drive in detail. But for now, thanks for watching the Unbiased vlog. Catch you in the next one.